So I apparently just filmed my entire intro without pressing record, which means I'm having a special kind of day. But anyway, hey guys, how are you doing? I am in an excellent mood this morning because I'm getting a ton of things done, which always makes me happy. So today I want to share with you a fairly easy, very dramatic Valentine's Day makeup tutorial. Now the cool thing about this look is not only is it easy and fast to do, I was able to put this together in about 20 minutes, but it's very versatile. You can wear this look during the day. All I would suggest if you want to wear this during the day is to lose the false eyelashes and do a nude lip or a lighter pink lip rather than the darker pink lip that I have on right now. The other thing I do in this tutorial, which makes it very easy, is I use tape for the corners of my eyes to help get that perfect winged out look without a lot of difficulty. Mind you, I don't use that for my eyeliner. I only use it for my eyeshadow, but it definitely helps create that bolder eye without having to be quite as detailed or having a lot of messy cleanup afterwards. So if you guys want to see exactly how I got this look, keep watching. I'm starting out by applying tape to the outer corners of my eyes at the angle which I want my eyeshadow to fall out. So I'm bringing it from the corner of my eye up to the outer edge of my eyebrow. I'm going into my Urban Decay Vice 2 palette, and I'm taking the shade Habit. It's a matte blending shade, and I'm just using this above my crease all the way up to my eyebrow. Next, I'm taking a Maybelline Color Tattoo Shadow in Hibiscus Heartbreak. This is a limited edition that came out, I believe, last spring. And it's just a really, really pretty pinkish purplish shade. And I am putting this on both of my eyelids all the way up to the crease just to create a nice, strong base to put my light pink and darker pink shadows on top of. Out of my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, I'm taking the shade Milk Chocolate on just a nice fluffy blending brush, and I'm working this just into and above the crease, concentrating mainly on the outer corner. I'm taking my time and blending this out quite a bit so there's no harsh lines except on that very, very outer edge, and making sure not to take it too far onto my lid. Here I'm taking a clean blending brush with no color on it, and I'm just using this to blend out that milk chocolate shade even farther. You really want this as faded as possible near the top, just because it's mainly a transition color, so you don't want it to be particularly strong. Now I'm going back into my Vice 2 palette with a nice flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking the shade Coax, which is a very bright pink glittery shade, and I am packing this very densely all over my eyelid except for about the last outer quarter of my eyelid. I'm not packing a ton on there because we're going to be putting a different color there in just a minute. Now that that's done, I'm going back into my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I'm taking this shade, which is Cherry Cordial, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful burgundy shade, and I'm taking this on a pointed crease brush, and I'm working this all along that outer V. I started out light, but then I kept working and building up more and more color. If you start out too heavy, you can run the risk of covering up too much of the bright pink or not getting it blended out enough. So I would suggest starting out light and then continuing to add layers of color as you go. Now I'm taking that clean blending brush again and just going back in and blending out that top edge. Now that the eyeshadow on my lid is finished, I'm going to very gently and carefully peel off the tape that I used, and you can see that nice sharp eyeshadow line. Now I'm going to work on my foundation and concealer, and then we will finish the rest of the eyes. For my foundation today, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in number 112 Natural Ivory, and I'm applying this with the Real Techniques buffing brush. I love this foundation. It matches my skin absolutely perfectly, and I also love that I don't have to top it with any sort of powder, and it's usually good for about 6 to 8 hours before I even start to get any shine coming through at all. To conceal these horrific dark circles underneath my eyes, I'm using my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector in Light. And the easiest way to apply this is just with my finger. And since I'm not doing any super crazy highlighting or contouring today, I'm just keeping it fairly close to just underneath my eyes where the dark patches are. And now I'm just going to set that using my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination in Light, which is a foundation. I usually will use this as an all-over foundation, but it's also excellent for setting underneath my eyes or anywhere I wear a concealer, especially if I don't need to powder my entire face. Now I'm taking a flat eyeliner brush and I'm going back into the dark burgundy shade, which is Cherry Cordial, and I am just putting this right underneath my lash line. This looks a little bit sharper than I would like, so I'm taking a detailer brush and going in and just blending it out just a tiny bit so it's not quite as sharp. Now I'm going to clean off that exact same detailer brush and go back into my chocolate bar palette, and I'm taking the shade Champagne Truffle to use as a highlight underneath my brow bone and in the inner corner of my eyes. I'm also taking this in about a quarter of the way into my lower lash line as well, just to make that area really pop. Alright, next I'm just going to be doing a very basic, very thin winged eyeliner using my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper, my very favorite eyeliner for doing winged eyes with. And I did mess up a little bit. The wing ended up being a little wonky and thicker than I was planning on, so I had to balance at the other side, and we've all been there. So I just evened it up as best I could and kept going on. I'm going back in with more Cherry Cordial just to really darken up that outer corner. Once I had my eyeliner done, I didn't think it was dark enough, so I just took a basic shader brush and really packed it on thick there. And then I took my crease brush again and blended that out into the pink so it wasn't a harsh line. Remember, you can always go back and deepen something up or blend something out more if you need to. Nobody gets their eyeshadow perfect the first time, and when you're doing a ton of blending, especially when you're doing dark colors on the outside, you're almost always going to have to go back in and touch that up to keep that level of darkness that you want. Now that that's fixed, I'm taking my NYX retractable eyeliner in black, and I am just tightlining my lower waterline. I'm not going to do my upper waterline at all. I tend to keep tightlining to a minimum just because my eyes are so sensitive. So I'm going to do just about the outer third to outer half of my eye, and then I am taking a small brush and blending that out again. Now I'm curling my eyelashes, and I'm going to apply a coat of my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then I'm going to apply a set of false eyelashes. For these I use the Ardell 120 Demi Wispies. And I didn't show me applying the lashes because they were fighting with me a bit. And I am definitely not a master at applying false eyelashes, so it does take me a little while. Now that those are on, I'm going in and taking my NYC Smooth Skin Bronzer in Sunny and my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is just pointed enough to make it perfect for bronzing. And I'm just doing for contouring, not bronzing. I'm doing just a little tiny bit of contouring along my cheekbones and along my temples. And for blush, I'm using my Tarte Fearless Amazonian Clay Blush, which is one of my very favorites lately. I think I've used this in almost every tutorial. I probably need to go out and get some different blushes. I just like this one too much. I'm just applying this very lightly because the eyes are fairly dramatic. Alright, and we are on to the lips. I am using my NYX lip liner in the shade Pinky, which is just a perfect, very bright rosy pink, and I'm lining my lips and filling them in with this. I do have my lips already prepped with a lip balm that I put on even before I started my makeup, which is a great tip, especially if you're very prone to dry lips like I am. And I'm going to top that with my Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Smitten, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous bright pink color. And I can tell you from personal experience, this does last for a couple hours, even through eating. You will need to reapply it after about 2 hours or so, but it stays on pretty well for such a bright shade. We are all done, and here's the finished look. If you have any questions about absolutely anything, leave them in the comments down below, and I would be so happy to help you guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!